50 degrees, I think we can handle it, right, Josh?
Not too bad, yeah.
All right, Josh Bell joining us now for the Bell Breakdown. Can't wait to talk about it. I love that bell every time it dings.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me feel like the weekend is ahead. Movies are here.
Yes,
let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, which PG, rated PG for kids.
Yes.
And there's a nostalgia factor to this, right?
There is. I mean, this is definitely a kid's movie in terms of its tone and I think what they're aiming for. But Sonic the Hedgehog as a video game character has been around for decades.
Yes.
I remember playing this video game when I was a kid, so people my age and in their 20s and 30s probably grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog and there are some strong feelings about Sonic the Hedgehog, strangely enough.
Yeah.
People have a lot invested in whether this is going to be a good movie, and it is not a good movie. But I will say that there's such a terrible history of adaptations of video games into movies that it could have been a lot worse. Mostly this movie is kind of inoffensive, and again, it is really designed for kids. Sonic here has become, they've decided he's an alien, so he's sort of like hiding out on Earth. He's basically Alf in this movie. He's hiding out on Earth from dangerous people, and the U.S. government becomes aware of him because of his surge of his powers.
Unexpected, I'll say.
They are after Sonic, led by Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik, who is the villain from the video game with a crazy mustache.
Yeah.
And he goes very old school Jim Carrey on it. And it's kind of funny if you like his mugging and scenery chewing that he used to do a lot of. He's kind of fun as this villain.
Yeah.
But really it's about Sonic teaming up with this human cop played by James Marsden, and they have to go on a quest to retrieve the rings that Sonic uses. And if you've played the game, you know the little gold rings.
Totally.
Or you don't have any idea what I'm talking about. One of the two. If you don't, then you definitely don't want to see this movie. If you have a lot of nostalgia for Sonic, I guess maybe you'll find some amusement here. Sonic in this movie is super annoying. I think he's voiced by Ben Schwartz. He's kind of this hyperactive, almost like toddlery kind of character, and he really got on my nerves, and he gets on the character's nerves, which is sort of the point. But it's a very predictable, lesson-learning family movie kind of thing. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it original. Sonic himself looks kind of cute, I guess. They redesigned him from the original trailers that people were horrified by because he had these weird human teeth. So he looks better than that, but unless you really need to shut your kids up for 90 minutes, I don't think there's any reason to see this movie.
Okay, well, you laid it out there pretty well there. I like it. So bad, but not totally terrible.
No, I mean, if your standard is like the Super Mario Brothers movie or Street Fighter or something, they've gotten a little better since then, but just a little.
We'll take that. We'll take that. Well, a lot of people are going to be celebrating Valentine's Day in the movie theater tonight, and The Photograph may actually be a good flick to see if you want a love story, right?
It is a love story. I wish it was a stronger love story. Issa Rae from Insecure and Lakeith Stanfield, who's been a big sensation lately, was in Get Out and Sorry to Bother You and is on Atlanta. So I really like these two actors, and they have some nice chemistry, but this movie is very slow and kind of dull. It's almost Nicholas Sparksy in the setup. So Lakeith Stanfield plays a reporter who is writing an article about a photographer, and Issa Rae plays her daughter. So he goes to kind of interview her, and then they start a romance. And there's also flashbacks to this woman and her romance that kind of led to the beginning of her career. And so it's the two time periods, but they don't really connect. The story is very slow. There's not, I mean, it doesn't go too big and too cheesy, but it just kind of doesn't do much of anything. I kept waiting for the plot to take off, and it just really stays in first gear kind of thing. So yeah, it's romantic at times, and the stars are likable. If you really, need a date night thing, it's better than Sonic the Hedgehog. But I really feel like this movie could have done more with the central dynamic between those two characters and the connection between the two different time periods. It's got some nice Louisiana flashbacks and the nice photography in there, but it just doesn't quite get going the way that it should.
Love scene's good?
There's one decent.
That's what you need.
Yeah, but this is not, it's not super steamy. I think even that would have been something. It's just not enough passion in this for a romantic movie.
Josh, really quick, you know my favorite love scene in any movie, right?
Should I know this?
Titanic.
Oh, Titanic, of course.
Okay.
Steamy, we just talked about it a couple weeks ago, yes.
It's so good. All right, Josh, thank you so much for coming in. That
Thanks for
was the
having me.
Bell Breakdown. All right, more news and weather coming up after the break. Thank you for